Okay, Jason, just relax, buddy, just relax.
Oh, hey, didn't recognize you guys there. Hey, how's it going? My name's Jason, and I'm here to talk about crypto. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. I do pray. Hey. Even if you are not religious, I pray you and your family are very blessed, as the Bitcoin price, guys, is taking a bit of a tumble. We're going to be talking about it here. I was just doing some of my deep breathing plunger exercises. Keeps me calm in the midst of the dump, if you know what I'm saying. Now, like I said, we are going to do a $1,000 giveaway today, guys. We're giving away $1,000 no matter what. No matter what, courtesy of BLOFIN. If you want to win $1,000, here's what you need to do. Go to the pinned chat in the live stream. It says $1,000 giveaway. Sign up here. Create a BLOFIN account. It has to be under my link. All right, if it's not under my link, guys, you're not going to win the money. So we had some people who won last time, courtesy of BLOFIN. They didn't sign up using my link, so they couldn't get the money. Sign up using the link. You don't have to deposit anything. Okay? And that's how you can be eligible to win. So today, during this live stream, we are 100% giving away $1,000. 5 people will win $200. If you want to win, click the link. All right? I don't know how to be more clear than that. Will December be a bullish month? 53% say yes, 47% say no. And as we can see here on this Bitcoin chart, guys, we did a live stream yesterday saying we want to close the weekly candle above this orange line right here of 90,437. All right, we needed to see that to get a little bit bullish, right? But guess what happened? We didn't close the weekly candle above that level. We closed below. All right, we also want to close the monthly candle above that level. Guess what? Yesterday, guys, 30 days hath November. April, June, wait, 30 days hath September. Yes, my old chap. I smoke a little hopium here. A little hopium. 30 days hath September, April, June, and November. Of course, we closed the candle below that level as well. And guys, even the daily candle closed below the level, and then as soon as daily opened, bam! Big old move to the downside. When we zoom out, guys, this is not looking the best. This looks like a breakdown, a back test. And, you know, the week's just beginning, guys. We have 6 days and 6 hours left, but, I mean, this is not looking the best right now for Bitcoin. All right? Make sure to smash the likes. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to click the bell for notifications. All right? Make sure to share the stream. All right? Shout out to everybody in the chat. User says, are we screwed? No, of course, man. We're never screwed. All right? Around Town says, I think the poll is being nice to Mr. Kaspa. Are we FKED? No, we're not. We're not. Don't worry, guys. Dipcember to Reptember. To Dipcember to remember. Shout out to Hopium Copium. Shout out to Crypto Coons. Holding it down with the wrench. Major shout out to Splash Rock Films. Shout out to One and On A1. Jason is the man. God bless you. Shout out to Alexis Silva. Shout out to NYC 007J. What if you already have BLOFIN? Just, I guess, I don't know. You can create a new account and then transfer the money into your current account. Shout out to Dolphin Wolf. He says, there's movement. Major shout out to Manuel. He says, can I get an all right, y'all? Shout out to Vegas Claw. Hot boxing with the toilet plunger. Yeah, you know, guys, look. You got to do what you got to do when times get difficult. All right? Now, let's take a quick look here at the Fear and Greed Index over on Bitcoin. Man, they really know how. I mean, they know how to hit me with these ads, guys. I'm not going to lie. I usually hate ads. But these hammer strength. Look at the belt squat. The belt squat. Man, I don't know. This is really doing it for me here. The belt squat, Black Friday sale. I mean, I would love a belt squat. Wouldn't you guys love a belt squat? Keep the pressure off the spine. Load those glutes. And those quads. You know, man, I could really go for one of these right now. I honestly might have to buy one of these. It's a Black Friday sale right now. But anyway, man, those ads, they really know how to get me. The Fear and Greed Index is much less fearful than it was last week, guys. Last week we were in extreme fear. This week we're just in regular fear. But in the news, all right, Reuters reporting by Amanda Cooper, this is a code word for artificial intelligence, ChatGPT, says Bitcoin drops 5% below $90,000, currently around $86,000. And honestly, it says that investors are ditching risk assets. These people are gearing up for a bearish December. Now, what's pretty crazy is, guys, today Bitcoin fell over 5%, marking the sharpest drop that we've seen in one day in over a month. And what's crazy is this drop happens after the close of November. We get the November candle close, and then boom, immediately December opens up super bearish. All right. When Bitcoin lost more than $18,000 in value last month, it's setting us up for a historically bearish December. Now, according to this article, the reason why we're seeing such a sell-off happening right now is because investors are ditching risky assets, including crypto, amid market uncertainty. You see, after October 10th, right over here, we saw a lot of people just say, forget crypto, I'm out, I'm done. A lot of people got wrecked. This was the worst liquidation event, I think, since the COVID crash on October 10th. And I can understand why. If you are on any kind of leverage on October 10th, even 2x, you could have gotten liquidated on assets like AVAX. Look at that wick on AVAX, guys. I mean, that is crazy. All right, let's go to the daily chart on AVAX. In one day, the asset came down 70%. All right, you're liquidated even on 2x leverage. You know, XRP, guys, in one day, right? The candle in one day, 55, 56%, 2x leverage. You are wrecked. You are out of the game. All right, Ethereum, not as bad, you know, in one day, 23%. But, you know, even 4x, even 5x leverage, guys, you're liquidated on that, right? Chainlink, oh my goodness, like people who are low leveraging these assets, I mean, a 67% drop, you're screwed. Even on 2x leverage, people are leaving risk assets. People are disheartened after that liquidation event. And we're even seeing ETF outflows like crazy. November was one of the biggest months for ETF outflows that we've seen all year. So overall, guys, the sentiment is indeed bearish. All right. We do have some other interesting things happening right now. I do want to keep our eyes on Michael Saylor right now, because as I've been saying, I do believe, and I know people have different views on this, but I am a believer that when Michael Saylor, when MicroStrategy has to sell Bitcoin, that's going to be the bottom of this bear market that we're heading into. All right. Michael Saylor teasing people on Twitter. He's just teasing people on Twitter, talking about green dots. Now, you know, Michael Saylor's a big fan of the orange dots. You know, he's a big fan of the orange dots, talking about when and where he bought Bitcoin, right? But now he's giving us a little tease. He's like, what if we start adding green dots, guys? What if we start adding some green dots? What do the green dots mean? We don't know. Billionaire Michael Saylor ignited fresh speculations this week after sharing a Bitcoin chart featuring a new set of mysterious green dots, prompting questions across the market about what they represent and whether they signal another wave of aggressive buying. Later clarifications from analysts showed the green dotted line in Strategy's chart actually represents the company's rolling average cost basis, not Bitcoin's current price, and is not a prediction. It moves when Strategy buys more Bitcoin, adjusting the average cost up or down depending on the purchase. As of the latest update, Strategy's average cost basis remains well below the current Bitcoin price, meaning their holdings are still profitable. All right, so basically, guys, what's going on here is these green dots, if the price comes below the green dots, which right now is around $74,000, then the MicroStrategy is no longer profitable on their Bitcoin investment. Which leads us to this next very interesting article, all right? MicroStrategy admits a Bitcoin sale es posible. And let's sprinkle a little Espanol up in there to keep it super inclusive, all right? The CEO of MicroStrategy, Phong Le, has for the first time acknowledged that the company could sell its 649,870 Bitcoin holdings under Pacific Crisis Conditions, the old PCC, all right? The old PCC, all right? Not to be confused with the CCP, but the PCC, Pacific Crisis Conditions. All right, this is actually very interesting, guys. This is very interesting. So, for the first time, CEO of MicroStrategy publicly said that they could sell Bitcoin under certain conditions. This is a major shift from the long time never sell rhetoric that we've been hearing from Michael Saylor. But here's the thing, the sale would only happen if two conditions are met together, all right? The company's stock needs to trade below 1x its MNAV, which basically means what the company is valued at less than the total value of its Bitcoin holdings. All right, so if the company is valued less than its Bitcoin holdings, that's one of the conditions. The second condition is MicroStrategy cannot raise fresh capital. All right, i.e., funding sources dry up. So if MicroStrategy no longer has people investing in the stock, let's say there's a big sharp drop in the stock and it just so happens to be worth less than their total Bitcoin holdings, which right now we know is about $74,000 per Bitcoin, then MicroStrategy could sell. And look, I'm not an expert up in here. Remember, guys, I'm just an idiot on YouTube with crooked glasses and a plunger on his blah, 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 blah. Okay? But, man, that is quite interesting to hear. And honestly, a $74,000 Bitcoin, that's not so crazy. Could we see a domino effect here? A domino effect of Bitcoin crashing, strategy crashing. I mean, let's just take a look at strategy, MicroStrategy. Right. Let's take a look at it here. How's it looking? Oh, I don't know, man. I mean, it's okay. Look, we're still in a clearly defined uptrend. No reason to worry. Now, this brings us right to the Bitcoin chart, okay? This brings us right to the Bitcoin chart, guys. Now, let's do some top-down analysis. All right, first of all, it's a new month. Happy December, guys. Happy December to everybody out here, all right? Out here and in there, happy December. So, we'll start in our 2-month time frame here because there's 1 month left. 1 month left until we confirm a bearish engulfing candle on the 2-month time frame. The last time we had a bearish engulfing on the 2-month was back here in July 2023, which led to a major pump. All right, the time before that was right here in November 2022, which also led to a major pump. The time before that, in my opinion, the last 2 times, was a signal that the bull market was over. All right, the Q4 of the 4th year of the 4-year halving cycle, we get that bearish engulfing on the 2-month. That was the signal that the top was in, and confluence with, guys, the confirmation of the bearish divergence on the 2-month time frame, which indeed we have just confirmed as of September 2025. All right, so these things together, I have to say, the bearish engulfing candle potentially, we still have a month, okay, it might go away, combined with the bearish divergence. In my opinion, this truly makes me think, guys, that we are not going to see more bullishness here until the end of 2026. All right, I think that we have probably until the summer or the fall of 2026 before we start to see some bullishness again. So I think as far as time goes, I think we've got approximately, let's get back to the weekly time frame so we can get a more approximate length of time here. But from our current day, I think we have probably about 250 days, let's say 250 to 275 days until we find a bottom here on Bitcoin. Could I be wrong? I could, yeah, but that's my current outlook here. Now, remember, we have just also confirmed a monthly candle, now going to the monthly time frame, below the value area low of the Donald Trump wins the election range, okay? So the reason why this volume profile is orange here is because it represents the price action since the orange man himself got back into the White House, all right? That's why it's orange and white, all right? It's to represent the orange man in the White House. Now, we wanted to see yesterday, we were looking, saying, look, there's a real potential this monthly candle could close above the level, which would signal some more bullishness. We got to close below the level, okay? Monthly, we can see the yellow oscillator on market cipher B is making lower lows here. Money flow making lower lows. Momentum is well below 60. Now, this is very important, guys. Momentum on market cipher B on the monthly time frame is well below 60. Okay? The last time we got momentum below 60 was back here. All right? Back here was the beginning of the big bear market. All right? We can even go back to Coinbase, which gives us more historical data here, and see that even back in the cycle before that, as soon as that monthly loses the 60 line, boom, we come down quick, man. Okay, so again, look, I'm not here to be bearish or bullish right now. I'm just looking at the chart and saying, historically, when we see these things happening, we end up with some downside. All right, we end up with some downside, which I'm looking at as opportunity, guys. I'm not looking at it as scary or beary. All right. I'm looking at it as opportunity because we all know the truth about Bitcoin, right? She's bullish, right? There's no denying the bullishness of this chart, right? Let's go to the yearly time frame. Let's zoom out. All right, this is a very bullish chart. It's going straight up, all right? Take it off log scale. All right, this is not a bearish chart here, guys, all right? It's not a bearish chart. You know, this is very interesting, actually. This is quite interesting. Now that I'm looking at this chart, wait a second here. Is this right? Oh, yeah, this is right. I had a little brain fart there, guys. I had a brain fart right there. That was weird. What a weird brain fart. Never mind. I'm not even going to talk about what I thought I saw there. That was weird. All right. So, coming back to the monthly, the weekly time frame. Here's the thing. We know that we're potentially forming a hidden bullish divergence on the weekly here. We know that when this weekly green dot prints, we're going to get relief. We're going to get a big bounce. We're going to get a lot of upward price action. All right. Even in bear markets, we know the weekly bottoms on market cipher B give us upside. We confirm the dot right here, and that results in this instance in a double top with a 74% move to the upside. Over here, we confirm a green dot as well. After the dot confirms, so after confirmation, we end up with another 15% move to the upside. And then in the heat of the bear market itself, after the dot confirms, we end up with about a 23% move to the upside. And then that's it, guys. And then the bear market's over. So each one of these green dots on the weekly, we know, is going to give us some significant upside, even if we're entering into a bear market. And you can see here, we are printing a very oversold wave on the weekly. All right, we have not seen momentum this low since the heat of the bear market, guys. All right, that is significant. That is significant. Now, last day, last month, last week, we were saying this would look much nicer if we can confirm the weekly candle above this orange line of about 90,500, because that would then be showing us that sellers tried to push the price into what's considered undervalued zone Bitcoin, but then buyers were able to push it back into the fair value zone, which then would open up the door for a move up to 96,000. In fact, that would be most probable. If we could have closed the candle above the orange line yesterday, you know, it would have been most probable that we come up to 96,000. right? And of course, if we can reclaim 96,000, most probable that we're coming up to around 108 to potentially 115. But we did not close that candle there. However, on the 3-day time frame, this is where things have some more potential. We are in fact confirming hidden bullish divergences down here. So what does this mean? Here's what I think it means, guys. I think it means that we are going to stay like this for a little bit longer. I think it means we're most likely going to see Bitcoin trade sideways in this zone, the same zone that we traded back here from February 2025 until April 2025, right? This lower range, we're going to consolidate a little bit more here before we make a decision to either, yes, get some relief and come back up to test these levels, or we actually just form a range here and break down, okay? The reason why I say that is because we are heading into the month of December. Now, could this time be different? The answer is yes. It can always be different. But let's go back in history and look at months of December and how the Bitcoin price usually behaves. All right, so last December, 2024, I can't even keep track of the years anymore, guys. I'll be honest with you. All right, it's just life is weird like that, man. So this was December last year. All right, we traded sideways. Okay, we traded sideways. We traded in a range of about 14%, totally sideways. All right, the December before that was, let's see, it was leading up to the ETF announcement here, right? So that was this. All right, this was the December before that. Sideways, nothing. All right, this isn't a bull market. December is literally nothing in sideways. Okay, the December before that was 2023, which was right over here. Now this was the very beginning of the bull market, if you guys remember. And this was a bullish month, all right? December 2023, we saw bullishness of about, you know what? Did we even start the bullishness until, we didn't start it until January. Okay, so December 2023, I was wrong, guys, was actually the least volatile month in all Bitcoin's history. If I remember, we traded within like a little range within the whole month of December of about 8%. It was basically a stable coin. All right, it wasn't until January that we saw the bullishness. So the last 3 Decembers here have been absolutely sideways and nothing. And that's in a bull market, all right? Now let's check out the bear market Decembers to see what the history of December has been like, all right? Let's go back to December 2021. We traded sideways in a bear market before a breakdown. All right, let's go back to December 2020. December 2020 was actually extremely bullish, man. That really was bullish. So we started our month right here. And we ended our month right about here. Here we go. So we started out sideways, but yeah, in the bull market, we did get a big bullish December in January 2020. Let's go back to 2019. It was completely sideways. All right, 2019, this was our December right here, basically a stable coin. All right, let's go back to 2018. 2018, guys, sideways, basically a stable coin right here, okay? That was our December 2018, all right? So, what do we have here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years of Bitcoin price action. There's a 6 out of 7 chance that December is a sideways, boring, low volatility month. All right, the whole concept of a Santa rally, I don't know where that comes from. Probably comes from the 2020 Bitcoin pump here. All right. Now, if we get something similar to what we've seen, that's what leads me to believe, guys, probably going to consolidate a little bit more within this zone. Having gotten such a harsh rejection from the value area low, it makes sense we would consolidate in this zone here. And this would allow us to potentially get enough consolidation to maybe get a rally in January. Get a rally in January. Imagine if we start to see you know, chop city here, but then we start to get some regular bullish divergences forming here, along with the hidden bullish divergences, you know, unless we take out this low back here from April. If we make a lower low from April, that's going to totally invalidate all the hidden bullish divergences 100%. But it will still, would expect that the waves that confirm the bottom on the weekly will give us some kind of relief here. Okay, and then for the first time, if we lose $74,000 on the weekly, this will officially switch the market cipher B bullish structure that we've had since here into bearish structure. All right, I just want to make that super clear, guys. If we lose $74,000, the whole entire uptrend is completely invalidated. The market cipher B bullish structure is completely invalidated. We're making lower lows on the monthly time frame. And market cipher B gave us a bullish divergence down here, signaling the bottom. It gave us a continuation trigger right here. And then we had double drive of hidden bullish divergence. Each one of these hidden bullish divergence, we were expecting new all-time highs. Each time it happened, we were correct because the price was still trading on the trend line of the bull market. Remember, a hidden bullish divergence is when the price is making a higher low on an established uptrend trend line, right? But the oscillator is making a lower low. That is a continuation signal. As soon as the price loses the trend, the lower low on the oscillator is a sign of weakness and not a sign of strength. It's a sign of a reversal happening here. And this wave now we would consider to give us another lower wave with another lower high, signaling the trend has reversed, right? And then we need to wait until we get to the bullish divergence again to say the trend is going to reverse again, right? So things are not looking the best overall for continued upside here. And yeah, right now, I would say as a Bitcoin trader, some areas of interest for me are going to be, if we just clear everything off the chart here, the next major support that we do have, guys, is going to be just around that $74,000 level here. All right, basically we have the support resistance flip going all the way back to the previous all-time high of the previous market cycle. And we have the lows of this sideways range right here because, you know, remember, we currently are bound within a sideways range with our highs of around 123 to 125 and our lows around the $74,000 zone. So our next actual support is going to be coming down to this area to look for a bounce. When we get a bounce from here, I would expect a lower high to be put in and then a lower low to be put in, because I'm expecting that if we lose this low, then that is a confirmation of a macro downtrend on Bitcoin, right? And then we need to ask ourselves, where does that lower low come in? Well, for me, there's two zones I'm interested in. Zone number one is going to be a more less of a sharp pullback, but it's going to be right around the $58,000 golden pocket, right around the back test of, you know, this zone of consolidation that we have right over here. All right, so that's going to be around 58,000. This is in the event, guys, of a bear market that is less severe than previous bear markets due to institutional investors coming in, preventing the historical 70% correction. Historically, we see a 70% correction on Bitcoin, and that would take us down to that, you know, dare I say it, just dipping below $40,000 Bitcoin, right? If this 4-year market cycle behaves like previous ones, which there's a good case to make for both arguments, then this would be the target down here below this at the 786 Fibonacci. All right. If institutional money is going to keep us afloat here, well then, we would be looking to backtest value area high of the range, confluence with the Fibonacci golden pocket. That's going to be coming in right around here between $54,000 and $58,000. All right. So my two major targets for the long-term downside, which I do believe is going to be the next few months, you know, the next 8-9 months or so, right? Honestly, get your wife pregnant today, and the day that that baby's born is buy Bitcoin day. All right, that's the bottom of the bear market. You can say, look, I timed my baby properly so that when my baby would be born into the bull market, okay, tonight's the night to abstain from coitus interruptus. All right, because then your baby will be born on the first day of the Bitcoin bull market. All right, and those would be my two major targets to the downside. Now, in the event of a pump, which again, anything is possible, right? We could, right now, technically speaking, guys, we are making a higher low at $85,000, right? We are technically making a higher low, bouncing from the Fibonacci golden pocket. It's the first day of the month, so we cannot take it too seriously. It's also a Monday, false move Monday. We cannot take it too seriously, right? Again, yesterday I was saying that if we close the candle above the level, I would look for a bounce from here. We didn't close the candle above, so it makes me less interested in this bounce. But let's say the higher low is in, right? And we come back up. Then what am I looking for? Then we are looking for a move up to around $96,000. That's going to be the high volume node of the range. All right, right around this level right here. And that is then going to, in my opinion, give us the next area to be interested in a potential Arnold Schwarzenegger trade, which is when you basically get into a really big, jacked, juicy short trade. All right. So that's basically it right now for me. Interested in 96, interested in coming back down to the bottom of the range here. If we can close today's daily candle back inside, this is Coinbase, by the way. This is the Coinbase value area low. If we can close today's candle back inside the Bybit value area low, which is around 90,400, that is really going to have to be our first major sign of strength there. All right. Shout out to our super chat. We got ourselves steak sauce. Can we look at DOT? All-time low. Buy, sell, hold. Yeah, we will take a look at Polkadot. Got to give a major shout out to everybody in the chat, though. God bless you guys. Shorts or what? Shorts, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger. I said negger, right? I hope YouTube doesn't ban me for saying Arnold Schwarzenegger. I mean, he was the governor of California. Yeah, don't clip that, man. Don't clip that, bro. Don't clip that. Let's see here. Am I winning yet? Dad meme. Yeah, right. The low is not in. Dump incoming. Says my passive freedom. Baby has to be born in golden time. Bad advice. Have baby, no money for Bitcoin. I mean, that's not necessarily true, right? If you grow a lot of your own food and stuff, and you use cloth diapers. Shout out to the cloth diaper users in the house. All right. Put a token in the slot. Plan baby, trade the plan. That's a horrible strategy. Kids duck in both bear and bull markets. Name your kid Bitcoin. All right. Institution exiting, retail buying dips, brutal. Yeah, guys, keep in mind we are seeing not instant, but we are seeing institutional money leaving Bitcoin. All right. We are seeing institutional money leaving Bitcoin. Jason, is gold due for a pullback again, or is it breaking out? Well, I think gold did get the pullback, honestly, and it looks like it is making higher highs now and higher lows. But let's take a look at Polkadot for the super chat real quick, and then I want to take a look at some other things here. Oof. Polkadot, we're saying a hold above this line, invalidation below the low. That has clearly been invalidated here. Man, Polkadot is getting wrecked right now. Polkadot is wrecked, and I hold quite a bit of Polkadot myself. So, monthly, no bullish divergence. Weekly, potential bullish divergence. Literally Polkadot at an all-time low. Well, I don't know. I'll be honest. If I'm not selling my Polkadot, I'll be honest with you. If I'm holding it now, I'm not gonna sell it. I'm gonna let it be what it's gonna be here. I'm gonna have to let it be what it's gonna be. Would I buy it now? Well, if I was not in the market at all, and I was interested in Polkadot as a long-term investment, and I knew I wanted to accumulate at cheap prices, well, here you go. I mean, honestly, cheap prices. If Polkadot has any future, which, you know, you can make a very good case that it does. If Polkadot has any future, putting a little something into it now is not the worst idea. I mean, even if we come back up just to $6, that's 200% gain right there. You know, we come up to a $10, that's 400%. If we were ever to come back to all-time highs, you know, we're talking like 2,800%. So I am not buying Polkadot here. When my altcoin plan right now is to literally do nothing. Right? I'm literally doing nothing. I'm holding everything, pretending like none of this happened, and thinking to myself, you know, when it comes to assets like ETH, when it comes to assets like AVAX, when it comes to assets like Chainlink, when it comes to assets like Cardano, these are not bearish assets, right? They're eventually going to be bullish. Speaking of ETH, let's take a look at ETH, because ETH also has failed to break out of the parabola. All right, yesterday and all last week, we're saying, look, if Bitcoin can hold and ETH prints that trigger wave on the weekly, we could see a big squeeze of this disgusting looking parabola to the downside, right? If we had this kind of thing upside down, we would all expect that the price would want to come down and give back some of that fast, disgusting move to the upside, right? So the same is true if we invert the scale. Unfortunately, right now, of course, it's the first day of the week. You know, we still have not taken out that macro low here from the 17th of November. But as of right now, this does not look good with this weekly candle, right? If it were to close now, it would be bearish engulfing. Thankfully, we have 6 days left in the week. Very, very rarely do we get a weekly candle with no wick to the upside, and that's the weekly high. Like, it's very rare. It did happen here, all right? It did happen here in the beginning of November, but it's very rare that you just open a candle and it's straight down, right? Like, go back and look. It's very rare. It did happen over here in March, but other than that, we always usually get a little bit of a wick. Happened here in December 2024. You know, you look at all the purple candles on the weekly, and it's very rare that we open up no wick, and that just so happens to be the weekly high. It happens, but it's rare. So the rarity of it does give me a little bit of hope. But, you know, again, if this level does not hold for ETH, our next target is going to be $2,000, the 786, and the historic support resistance flip going back to the bull bear market, I guess. All right, the bull bear market support resistance flip-flop going all the way back to 2022. And again, my philosophy with my ETH is this, guys. Yeah, I bought over here. Where did I buy it? November 2022. All right, November 2022. So I bought ETH around here. I literally held it basically down to my entry, guys, already. All right. So I'm totally desensitized to this nonsense. Okay. I am desensitized to this nonsense on Ethereum. Worst case scenario, we just trade this giant range for a little bit longer than we expected. But eventually, guys, I do believe this giant range is going to break to the upside. All right. Objectively speaking, Ethereum is a bullish asset. Objectively speaking, this is a giant bull flag. All right. We have a big impulse to the upside, and we have a range of consolidation. It's only a matter of time before we see higher prices here on ETH. This bull market has not been about altcoins. Yeah, this has been the strangest bull market in history. Time to trade poly market. Yeah. Honestly. Yeah, it is time to trade some other assets, honestly. All-time high was last year. Yeah, we did get a bit of a alt season in after Trump won the election. John Ploney says, the bright side is we're in it together. LOL. Where have I heard that before? Where have I heard that before? Be honest, brother. Do you make money from trading or from YouTube? Do I make more money from trading or from YouTube? Well, I've made a lot of money from trading this year. In 2025, well, I don't know about 2025, but since this bull run, for me, I've had some insane trades this bull run. All right, and I've had a lot of capital to trade this time around too. I mean, go back to my videos where I have $1 million positions. You know, I'm making 6 figures trading within, you know, a few weeks, right? But look, my YouTube channel is a business. The reason I started a YouTube channel was to make money in addition to trading. I'm not gonna try and pretend like that's not the reality. That is the reality. I mean, anyone who has a YouTube channel is there to make money because it's a business. That is what it is, right? So, yeah, I'm not trying to sit here and pretend like I'm like 100% a trader and that's like the only way I make money. No, I've got a business. I've got paid subscriptions. People pay me monthly. I make passive income off monthly subscriptions. All right, I affiliate with indicators. I affiliate with exchanges. I affiliate with different platforms. And yeah, so it's all part of the business, man. So that's one of the reasons why I'm always supportive of new channels coming up, good traders who I know are good traders, starting YouTube channels, trying to turn it into a business, because I think it's the way to go. Honestly, I think it's the way to go. I've always had an online business myself ever since I was in high school. I was doing affiliate marketing in 2006 before it was cool, selling stuff online for commission. And honestly, I think everybody should have an online business, because if there's anything you're interested in at all, there's an opportunity to monetize that. All right. In this instance, having a trading YouTube channel is perfect. It's so perfect because I love trading, period. I'm going to do this no matter what. It's not like I have an online business of something I don't care about, like people trying to sell like something stupid, some stupid product they don't care about. It's like I'm passionate about this, so the passion kind of forces me to grow the channel and the business, because I'm passionate about it anyway. I don't have to fake it, you know? But yeah, it's the way to go. 2025, you can start a business from your treadmill and make money. That's the way to go, honestly. How much do I make from YouTube? Actual YouTube? Every month? Actual YouTube is not very much, to be honest with you, bro. Actual YouTube, I don't make very much. I probably make like a couple $1,000s on YouTube a month, if that. I could actually find out. Let's see here. About $1,600 in the last month. You know? And it ebbs and flows. What are my thoughts on the silver rally? Well, I think silver, we were just looking at silver the other day. Silver is breaking out of a giant cup and handle. Right now. So we are breaking out. I thought we were going to form a little bit more of a channel here before another break, because I thought we were forming a cup and handle within a cup and handle. But in general, we are breaking the neckline of the cup and handle after forming the handle. And our technical target is going to be $100 per ounce silver, right? We have it on log. If we take it off log, you can see the cup and handle target right now. And I'm not saying we're going to get there, But the cup and handle target is a $100 per ounce silver, which is what, 40% away? 70% away. Wow, that's shows you how bad I am at math, right? But yeah, so I think silver looks strong across the board. On the yearly chart, we have plenty of room to the upside here. On the 2-month chart, we have just crossed the money flow from the purple into the blue. The last time this happened, guys, on the 2-month chart was back here in 2003, which led to about a 700% increase in silver. So that's just happened now as we broke this kind of upper-ish trend line, right? So that happened back in July of 2024. We go to the monthly time frame. I mean, money flow is thickening. The weekly time frame, you know, money flow looks good. I don't see high time frame signs of weakness at all on silver. But a quick caveat, I don't trade silver. All right, I do stack silver. I stack silver. You know, I think silver is a good asset to hold, like physical silver, like, you know, in a you know, in like a bank or something where you have your own like safe somewhere. You know, you never want to keep it on your person, because then, you know, someone could come take it. Keep it somewhere else, a secure location, or bury it in the woods or something, right? But I've never really traded silver. I've never traded it, so I don't really know how the market moves. But when I look at a macro chart like this, and when I think about the macro conditions of the economy, aka the devaluing of the US dollar through quantitative easing, I mean, it just makes sense that silver's going to keep pumping, right? Just makes sense that silver's going to keep pumping. I mean, basically, you know, the time that we went off the gold standard in the United States was back here. And since that time, silver has pumped. Not as much as gold, but still about 4,000%. Now, silver's been different than gold. We came up 3,000%. Then we got this crazy pullback from 1980, 92% pullback on silver. So if you had been stacking your silver back here, expecting up only, you got absolutely wrecked. All right. So here we are again. And we're back at the 1980 resistance. It was also resistance in 2011. And so now we're actually breaking this resistance that goes all the way back to 1980, which is pretty crazy, guys. When you think about it, that's 45 years of resistance that we are currently about to close the yearly candle above, right? We're about to close the yearly candle above. So a yearly candle close above 45-year resistance to me is bullish, okay? That being said, guys, I'm the kind of guy where I think it's always a good idea to buy silver and gold. All right? I think it's always a good idea to have precious metals, physical precious metals, because historically speaking, that has been money, right? So no matter what happens with fiat, silver and gold has always been money. That's how I look at it, all right? Do I put cheese in my eggs? No, you know, I haven't been eating dairy lately. I've been taking a break from dairy. I was eating so much dairy. I figured, you know what? Let me take a little dairy break. You know, so I've been just eating normal eggs. Ammo and silver, ammo versus silver. Why not both? All right. Why not both? What does Bill Gates do? He buys land. Yeah, I mean, land is true wealth, in my opinion. Land is true wealth, in my opinion. Land allows you to basically to provide for yourself all your own assets. When you really break it down, the two main needs that every human has and wants is food and shelter, right? Food and shelter and water. And if you have a piece of land, you can dig a well, you can build a shelter, and you can grow your own food. So every investment I've ever made in life, I've always done it with the mindset of what would make me less of a slave to the system. You know, that's why I've always been drawn to grow food and raise animals and live off the grid. Like right now, I'm technically off the grid, right? I produce my own electricity. I produce water off my own land. I'm off grid, right? I don't pay any utilities except for internet, obviously, and garbage pickup. Other than that, I don't have any utilities. You're starting a classical guitar technique channel? Sequoia one? That sounds awesome. I'd love to check that out. You know, I would love to check that out. Food, water, shelter, and love. Have I been eating derriere? I guess... Does chicken derriere count? Because I do eat chicken derriere, man. When I cook myself a chicken, I eat that whole thing. Historically speaking, panic buying gold and silver will wreck you for decades and collect dust in a safe. Yeah, that is true, Hulk Smash. You know, I'd say that, you know, diversification is a big thing here. You know, I've been into precious metals since 2014, so personally for me, you know, I'm up like crazy right now, especially on gold. But yeah, for sure. Yeah, gold and silver preserves wealth, right? Gold and silver preserves purchasing power. I mean, especially gold. But same with silver. I mean, really, you can go back to, I mean, since I've been old enough to even think about these things, silver has pretty much been within a range of, you know, $14 to $30 an ounce, right? So for me, as long as I can remember, silver, you know, it's been pretty stable. But gold has been something else, right? I mean, gold is something else. You know, we go back to, gold did have a big correction in 1980, but gold far outperforms silver. Far outperforms silver. What am I growing? I grow mostly squash, potatoes, beans, corn, root vegetables like parsnips and red beets and those types of things. That's the primary of my harvests. I'm big into potatoes and squash. In fact, the large majority of my carbohydrates come from squash and potatoes. Did I take profits when Bitcoin was over 100K? I did, actually. Oh, you're asking somebody else. Yeah, I did take profits on Bitcoin at, I took a little profit at 60, 80K, took a big profit, 100K, took a big profit, 120, took a big profit. And I'm short from the top, from the trade given in real time in the Casper crew. By the way, guys, if you want to join the Casper crew, you can go to jasoncaspertrading.com. All right. It's a great Discord, and also we've got some Black Friday deals going on right now to join the Casper crew on a discount. All right. Also, guys, if you want to win $1,000, make sure to sign up to BLOFIN using the link in the pinned chat. We're going to have 5 people get an opportunity to win the $1,000 crap. Bybit, man. They signed me out just now because I wasn't on a VPN. Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Don't skip leg day. You know, I haven't been skipping leg day. I'm a huge fan of leg day. In fact, this morning I had a leg day. I've been really messing with some high frequency training lately, guys. You know, I've been messing with some high frequency training. I just got off a period of some low frequency training. Really just doing 3 workouts a week, but now I've been doing like upper lower, and either another upper lower and then 1 rest day a week, or just upper lower full. And I've been keeping the workout short, man. I've been keeping the workout short, like half an hour. So this morning I went to the gym. I did 2 sets of deadlifts. All right, did a set of 13, and I did a set of 8. And I don't think I could have done any more reps with good form. And then I went right into the leg press, and I did 1 set until essentially failure of leg press. It ended up being like 16 reps. All right, after this, my glutes, my quads, my hamstrings were on fire. All right. Then after that, I did some calf raises, 1 set to failure. Then I did leg extensions, 1 set until failure, and barbell hip thrusts, 1 set until failure. And that workout, you know, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It was 6 sets. All right, 6 working sets. I was out of there in like 35 minutes. But I've been keeping my workouts really short like that, and I feel like I can recover so much better. I'm fresh, I'm ready for the gym the next time I get in there. In fact, I was shocked today at my own strength, considering the fact that I haven't been taking rest days. Couldn't believe it. Shout out to Preparing for War. I just came off a 2-week rest. Happy to say lifting was the same. Abs hurt more though. Oof. 2-week rest. Was that on purpose or not? I can't imagine not lifting for 2 weeks. High frequency trading? Nah, no. I was doing it though. Back in the day. You know? Full body every day, man. I don't know how you could do that. Yeah, it's Cyber Monday now, but Black Friday, Cyber Monday, same thing. Do I ever fast? Of course. I do lots of fasting. Typically, I'll do a 24-hour. If it's for spiritual purposes, it could vary, but a normal fast for me would be 24 hours. 48 is the next one I enjoy. Typically, between 24 and 48 hours is a normal fast for me. Shout out to Thor. He does 24 miles on the mountain bike. You did that today? Oh, you were sick preparing for it. Well, I'm glad to hear you're better, man. I'm glad to hear you're better. How much weight were the sets? They were heavy sets. All right, they were heavy. Notorious S-Kate. They were heavy sets. I was not expecting to be able to do so many reps. Otherwise, I probably would have went heavier. But you only have 1 set. If it feels too light, you just got to push it, then say next time I'll add weight or whatever. All right, let's zoom in on Bitcoin here. She is straight in Chop City right now, man. This is crazy. And remember, we are in the Fibonacci golden pocket from low to high. Fibonacci golden pocket from low to high. You're doing 1 heavy set all-out reps lately. It's great. That's what's up, Splashfire Films. That's cool, man. You know? Yeah, you gotta mix it up, you know? The old muscle confusion. Is this the POC also on Bybit? I was looking at it this morning and I didn't really see that we were at the POC. I saw that we were below it. Let's take it back to here. Oof. I mean, this let's be honest, guys. This, no matter how we slice this, it's really not looking the best here. Like, no matter how we slice it, it's really not looking the best. Man, it is not looking good. No matter how we slice it. Get out of alts. What are you doing? I mean, I gotta hold my alts. I'm not gonna sell now. I'm not gonna sell now. What would I look for potential alt buys in the future? You know, I don't know, CEO. Because I'm basically like, you know, I mean, I'm in profit on ETH, obviously, but this whole cycle has not been what I expected. All right, it's not been at all what I was expecting. So I'm not really planning to buy a lot of alt. Like, I'm not really planning to buy alts. I've already got them. You know, I've already got them from lower. My plan is really just to hold them. Definitely for Bitcoin. Yeah, MSTR liquidation will be the bottom. Yeah, so like that's the whole thing of like, you know, the whole Michael Saylor thing, like the green dots of him basically. This is his average buy price of Bitcoin. His average buy price of Bitcoin is $74,000, and then basically CEO of Strategies says, yeah, we might sell Bitcoin. We might have to sell Bitcoin if our stock value is worth less than our Bitcoin holdings, right? And we were looking at, you know, we were looking at strategy here and noticing that we have confirmed bearish market structure here on the monthly time frame, right? We have confirmed bearish market structure on the monthly time frame. Last time that happened, it was, you know, 2021, and we saw the pullback of MicroStrategy of about 90%. My goodness, if we get a 90% pullback on this, you know, I don't know how this translates into their value of Bitcoin, because I'm not that smart to do the math. But we would see it at $48 a share if we got a similar pullback, which would, you know, it is just as interesting because I feel like this is the first step to that happening, right? The never sell mentality. We'll never sell. The strategy, the market, the business model can't fail, right? Now I'm too dumb to understand all this nonsense. So like, but whenever I hear somebody say it can't fail, like the Titanic, the unsinkable ship, you know, the Titanic, it can't sink. You silly, you idiot. It's the Titanic. It can't sink, right? I mean, I feel like whenever somebody says something like that, the opposite is bound to happen, you know? So that will be the big buy signal for everything. Yeah, for everything. That will be the big buy signal. When Trump loses the midterm elections, we'll see the $40,000 Bitcoin. Interesting. You know, that is interesting. Trump won in 20. Yeah, that'll be 2026. Yeah, I mean, we could see a whole bunch of nice confluences happening all at the same time. Saylor will be the bear market villain. I know. I'm already trying to get my memes ready. You know, good old Sam Bankman-Fried has had his. He's had his whole market cycle. All right. He's had his whole market cycle to be our bearish divergence. We really need. We need. Let's see if. Let's see if we can get a picture of Michael Saylor with uneven man boobs here. Let's see if ChatGPT can do it for us. We'll see if ChatGPT can get us a good old Michael Saylor uneven man boob kind of vibe. Oh, they can't do it. They won't do it because it's too demeaning. Okay, well, we'll do a cartoon version. You know, We'll do a cartoon version. We'll do a cartoon version. Yeah, I do need to compose a dump song. We'll probably just sing the pump song upside down. You know, we'll just sing the pump song upside down. It takes a long time for ChatGPT to make an image. That's surprising. What the heck? Oh, for educational purposes, that's a good idea. I should make myself with uneven butt cheeks, yeah. Maybe I'll do it in real life. I'll just do single leg glute bridges on the left side only. Single leg glute bridges. Grok for images. Yeah, Grok is good. Honestly, for images and videos. Yeah, Grok is good. But I don't have Grok logged in here. I've only got it on mobile, unfortunately. But it looks like ChatGPT is working on something here. This is... Man, ChatGPT needs to step it up. This is what they gave me for Michael Saylor, cartoon version of Michael Saylor with uneven man boobs. Not quite what I was going for there, ChatGPT. I don't think that looks too uneven either. I'd probably be pretty happy with that physique myself. But what do I think of peptides? I think they're interesting, you know, they're super interesting, like, can hack the body. I do think that's very interesting, you know, all these people losing weight with their Ozempic, and I know they have other peptides that can, like, make you grow muscle super quick. Like, I know people are, like, experimenting with them, and I don't trust that stuff, you know. I'm a very natural-oriented minded guy, so I'm scared of peptides. I'm scared of peptides for personal reasons. I would take them if I needed fast healing. I would take a healing peptide. But I'd be scared I would be scared to take certain peptides that to try and achieve any kind of superhuman physiology. Let's just put it that way. Like, if I needed to heal quick, I would definitely be looking down the peptide road for certain. But if I needed to lose weight or build muscle, I would not. I would be scared to take peptides, and I know I'm ignorant on them, but nothing in life is free. You know, that's how I feel. Like, you can't do anything that will make you feel really good right now that you won't have to pay for in the future. So I feel like the same is true, like, for your body. You can't take a shortcut and expect you're not going to have to somehow pay for that later. You know, that's how I view it. That's how I view it. All right, Bitcoin. Let's take a look at order flow here. We got a little bit of bearish CVD, but it's on a decrease of open interest. We see shorts have taken profits here. A lot of shorts took profit, and longs wrecked. There's really nothing crazy happening here on the order flow. We going down to Chinatown. Any low time frame entries for me? I mean, I am interested in certain levels, but nothing now, to be honest with you. Nothing now. If I'd be interested in another long if we take the low from November 21st. I am long from down here. Like, I'm long from, I think, like 82 something. I did take a long from the golden pocket retrace right here. So probably from 82.5. I'm long from 82.5. So I'm not really interested in anything unless we come down. That's the trade that got logged out from Bybit here. Yeah, but, you know, I'm short from the top. I did take another short from 92 around here because, well, it was a make it or break it level, and we got a local entry when we lost this. But yeah, for me, I would be interested in a short if we get a big move up, and I would be interested in long if we get a big move down. But the reason why I'm not too interested in local trades here is because, look at this. We are below the range value area low. We failed to reclaim the macro range value area low. So we've just seen like a bearish rejection, big bearish rejection. And then we couldn't even reclaim the local value area low. And then if we move this even more locally here, you can see that our actual from the low, the volume here is we're below POC, and the next volume target is going to be a backtest of 82K. So it doesn't seem like a good place to open up a long. I was hoping for a short this morning. I was hoping to come to around $87,000 for a short. That looked nice to me this morning to get this move up a little bit higher and reject from that area, which was also going to be our local golden pocket 786 zone. We did come up into the golden pocket. Oh wait, no, hang on. Yeah, we came up just into the golden pocket, but I was hoping for a little bit higher to take that high. So I didn't get that short. I was hoping to take the liquidity, but that golden pocket, that was another sign that, you know, this is really weak price action. I mean, just the fact that we just wick into the golden pocket like that and reject, it's like, man, we didn't even get to take the liquidity. The liquidity. The liquidity. No, you didn't miss the giveaway. We do have to do a giveaway. All right. We're going to do a giveaway, guys. We're going to do a giveaway. All right. Guys, remember, the giveaway, as we've been saying on stream, is sign up with the link right here. Create a BLOFIN account using my link. And what I need you to do in order to do the giveaway is get your user ID. Yeah, the liquidity. Get your user ID. That's how we're going to give you your money. Now, it has to be signed up using my link. If it's not signed up using my link, then you cannot get the money, sadly. Okay? You sadly cannot get the money. But, yeah, make sure to sign up using the link. We'll give you a couple minutes to do, then we'll do our giveaway, all right? Did we do eggs yet? We did not, but the code word for eggs, guys, is garlic. All right, garlic. If you already have a BLOFIN ID, if it's not under my link, then you can't win the money. You have to sign up using my link. If you have a BLOFIN rep, like customer service, you might be able to get it changed over to me. But the only way you can get the money is if it's under my actual link. All right? Hang on. Sorry, guys. Important phone call there. Important phone call there. Yeah, okay, cool. So, let's do a $1,000 giveaway, guys. All right, let's head on over to the YouTube chat. Just make sure everything's good. All right. Now here's a little tip, guys. Well, doesn't matter. Put it on live chat. Live chat to give everyone a fair shot here. And what I need, guys, is I need you guys to spam the chat with your BLOFIN user ID. Now here's what I need you to do. All right, pay close attention. It has to be nothing but your user ID. All right, I don't want crypto killers. I don't want it 3-4 times. I don't want any emojis. All right, I don't want any emojis. I don't want none of that stuff. I just want your user ID. All right, that's it. Just the user ID only. Okay, go ahead and pop the user ID into the chat. There you go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna count down from high numbers, and then I'm gonna screenshot whoever's there when I get to 0. All right, so here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's see here. I've got the screenshot of Stella XB1 followed by Prime Bids. So Stella XB1. Let's see. Let's see, Stella XB1. Where was it? I just saw it. I just saw it. Crap. I'm gonna find you, Stella XB1. Oh, here it is. I think. Yes, Prime Vids, Jamal J. Yep, okay. So Stella XB1, Prime Vids, Jamal J, the Clip Cult, the Crypto Killers, and Reginer. Alright. So yeah, 1. So Stella XB1, Prime Vids 3, Jamila Pay, the Clip Cult. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the Crypto Killers is number 5. All right, so those are going to be our 5 winners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. All right, those will be our 5 winners right there. Congratulations, guys. You are the 5 winners of the giveaway. You'll each receive $200 directly into your BLOFIN account. All right. I'm going to send that over to BLOFIN right this instant. I've already sent it. I've already sent it to BLOFIN. All right. UID is Liquidity. Shout out to Vegas Claw. All right. 5 winners, $200 a pop, baby. Shout out to Crown Chakra TV in the chat. What is going on, bro? God bless you, man. God bless everyone in the chat. And, yeah, guys, I'm going to head out. God bless you guys. Like, subscribe, click the bell. I'll see you next time. Peace.